Hey coins, don't make it bad. Take a bear move and make it bullish. Remember to give me some of those gains. Then you can start to make it better. Welcome everybody to another episode of Savage Cash. Here with me, your superhero of cryptocurrency, Supoman. In today's episode, I am going to be exploring, have we hit a bottom? Because cryptocurrencies are going up. Does that signal that we are actually going bullish now? Also, I'm going to be looking at some of the significant news happening in the cryptocurrency market, some altcoin news, and then taking some questions from you, as I know you guys like. So, if these all sound like exciting subjects, smash up the likes. Smash up the likes, give us a like, spike, and appreciation. Also for that song at the beginning, which took about 10,000 rehearsals to get me in the right key. So, Mexico. So, let me just make sure that I'm live and that everybody can see me. It looks like I'm live. Can you hear me? Yes, you can hear me as well. And I look quite clear. So, let's have a look and see where we are. So, right now we're at 270 billion market cap. This has increased since yesterday, where it hit about 262, 263 billion. So, actually, we've gone up anywhere from 7 to 8 billion, which is relatively significant. But what does that mean regards to where are we going? So, so Bitcoin still under 7,000, but making a move towards the $7,000 mark. Ethereum has smashed through $400, and a lot of cryptocurrencies going right up today. For instance, EOS. So why is EOS going up? Well, because they made their version 3 of Dawn available literally a few days ago. And this is quite a major significant milestone for their progress on the road to EOS.io 1.0, scheduled for release in 2018. But why does that mean that the price has gone up recently? Well, one of the recent reasons is because Dan Larimer is actually looking to build now the developer network, the developer community, because ultimately a blockchain, and one particularly that hosts dApps, is not going to be very, very valuable if it doesn't have the developer network. So he is making a move to increasing the developer network, and they're also hosting a hackathon. So that gives you a reason why EOS is going up in comparison to a lot of the other more minor movements in the last 24 hours. So let's explore what's going on. So we have had some very significant bear movements since December. And a lot of this is probably due to Mt. Gox and the reporting as well of various FUD articles. So we saw Mt. Gox drop the value and drop it again. So it dropped it to one level, and then it went up to $17,000 per Bitcoin, and then they sunk it right down to 6,000, and now it's gone up. Now it is scheduled to plummet again lower than this, potentially 6,900, potentially 5,000. Nobody really knows. However, what I will say is, personally speaking, I am not buying right now. I've not done any buys. I've done maybe a couple of buys recently where I saw that certain altcoins that I really like had a good Satoshi value and also were significantly low. But that doesn't mean that I think that now is the buying time. I don't think now is the time to buy Bitcoin, and certainly not the time to buy altcoins, but that's my own personal approach. It may burn me and it may not. But having said that, what I really like about this view that you can see right now is if we take a look back a whole year, we can see what prices were. So I've got this app. This is the CoinMarketCap app, or CoinCap. And basically you can see this time last year, these are what prices looked like. So although 6,900 Bitcoin may sound depressing, look at where it has grown from last year. It went from this level, $1,000, to $20,000. Ethereum went from $43 to $1,400. Ripple basically 100x'd, 3 cents, and then it went up to like nearly $4. Litecoin went up, well, that also I think 100x'd as well, because that went up to, no, it didn't 100x. It 40x to about $400. Dash, that just went to 1.6, well, went to 1.6k 1.6k from $62, and I remember when Dash was $10. So you can see that there is a seismic difference between the cryptocurrency values this time last year to now, and also that although it's gone up a complete league above, last year's prices, this just gives you an indication we have hit a bottom. We've hit a bottom and we're comparing to last year's prices. When this goes up and a bull movement comes in, it's going to be ambrosia, basically. Anyway, let's carry on looking. So, we are seeing the beginning of the revolution. We are seeing finance changing right in front of us. So, the EU Commission are meeting today. It's Digital Day, and they're coming together. The EU Commission's coming together, bringing ministers and representatives from EU countries to talk about how blockchain can be incorporated in the wider scheme of things. And they're planning to invest 300 million euros into projects that support the use of blockchain technology. Now, they're looking at artificial intelligence as well. So, artificial intelligence and blockchain, both very, very progressive technology, and both of which actually suit Eurochain. Hence one of the reasons why I really like it. This is still live for days until it goes up in price. Actually, no. It goes up in price in between that anyway. So at the moment it's 11 cents in euros. It's going up to 13 cents tomorrow and then 20 cents on the 14th. So, time's now if you're interested in that. So completely separate, 22 European nations form a new blockchain partnership. Now this is separate to the Digital Day that's going on today. So basically what's happening is a group of 22 European nations have formed a new blockchain partnership aimed to exchange information on the technology. So they're basically going to be doing information swapping. UK, France, Germany, Norway, Spain, Netherlands. And France is where Eurochain is. Anyway, enough Eurochain shilling. So it looks as if there is some support from a European perspective, certainly, for blockchain. So although we are seeing certain countries and nations kind of looking to do that to cryptocurrency, we can see some very strong support happening. Now, to further support this, the Bitcoin industry appears to be stealing top talent from banks and leading tech companies. Okay, so we are seeing the transition. We are seeing it happening in real time. So although the cryptocurrency market looks like it's taking a bit of a slump, in the background, we are getting set up for the revolution. Okay, we are getting set up for digital currencies to start taking over from fiat currencies. It's all starting. So let's have a look at some of the transfers. So Galaxy Digital has founded and run by former Wall Street executive, will reportedly be hiring Goldman Sachs executive Richard Kim as its chief operating officer. So a Goldman Sachs executive, massive name in finance, massive name. Coinbase hired New York Stock Exchange executive Eric Scrow to serve as Coinbase's vice president. And there's more. Richard Hughes left his role as CFO of Overstock to become the CFO of a blockchain technology venture, DeSoto Inc. It's all happening, peeps, all happening. Also, this is quite interesting, I found. 1 in 5 university students use loan money for cryptocurrency investments. So where they should be, probably spending it, living wisely, living cheaply on their student loans, actually they are spending, 1 in 5 are spending that money on cryptocurrency investing. Now this is in my opinion anyway, a very smart decision. Because instead of having this big loan payment at the end of university, which in the UK is astronomically big, then what they're actually doing is by investing now, then depending on when they finish their degrees, they'll probably come out having made enough in cryptocurrency to pay off that loan straight away and have a tidy profit in 3 years. Very, very intelligent decision. Altcoin news, Fusion are making their virtual machines. So basically where the dApps are produced, they are releasing the code on GitHub April the 13th, 2 days time. Great news for Fusion. Obviously, Fusion has really grown. It is a one-chain competitor. Secondly, they have actually introduced core members within the team from the finance space. So they are creating an intelligence alliance, basically, an intelligence program within Fusion to help build this ecosystem that is going to rival OneChain. And they've got some big names like Jeff Singer, served as CEO and board member of Nasdaq Dubai and the Dubai International Financial Sector. Amazing. Loads of really good names, some really good managing directors, Deutsche Bank, board members here. Really good inclusion for the Fusion team in order to take on OneChain, which at the moment is quite a behemoth. So, some good questions there. So some good news there. And now it's time for the ye old questiones. So let's have a looky look. See what's happening. 1.1k people watching, 206 likes. Guys, smash up the likes. Let's see who's in. Let's make sure that I'm still clear and I haven't got any annoying green screen effects behind me. Let's see who's in. 880's here. Fusion seems good, but no trade volume. Well, they're getting some relatively good volume considering the amount of exposure they're having compared to something like OneChain. Barry Herbst is here. Who else is here? Johnny is here. Stefan Nestel is here. He's been in quite a few recently. Bram Voss, Jade Crypto, quite a few people here. Nice. Scott Buzzard is here. Scott Buzzard, I think, was one of the originals from my mastermind group. So just goes to show, really, the strong holding community is still around from a year ago. So thank you all for joining me, peeps. Thank you all for being here once again for a live stream. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some questiones, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some questions on my second Mac. This is my second Mac, so I'm going to be taking it on here because some of the questions can be inappropriate, and personally, I want this to be quite a PG live stream. So I'm going to keep things here. Also, I get a load of the same questions a lot of the time. So first question I've got, which is probably one of the questions I always get, is what is going on with credits? This has gone down to 49 cents, which is quite low considering this was very hyped up. And looking at the volume, it looks as if people are taking money out rather than putting money in. So on balance, people are selling more than they're buying. And considering quite a few are actually growing at the moment, then it would seem, why is this going down? Now, I think they had a bit of a faux pas the other day when they were going to be doing a live stream showing the beta or the pre-beta launch, the pre-beta version of the credits blockchain, seeing how it performed, and it went a bit down. I mean, I think they lost a bit of credibility there, and I think that's a key reason why people have maybe taken their money out. Maybe they don't think it's as good as they thought, or they're just taking their money out for the upcoming bear movement before the big bull run. So that is very likely it could happen. So, asked and answered. Next question. Is Fusion likely to be $250 in the future? So this has gone up 363, an improvement on yesterday's growth. So it's gone up again. Yeah, this is marvelous. This was at $3.34 yesterday, now 363. This, I mean, seeing how OneChain has really grown has probably given Fusion, given the people that didn't get into OneChain a kick up the backside. Look, it's $490 million market cap. Now, if we have a look at Fusion comparatively in terms of the value of the project, it's 100. So it's basically, it's 5 times less than OneChain, and not too far dissimilar from where OneChain is right now. I mean, literally a couple of quarters away from being at the same period. And actually what this means is that it means more growth for Fusion. Over time, yes, it could go into the hundreds. I personally think that it could carry, OneChain could carry Fusion along with it. The battle between Fusion and OneChain could replicate such battles like Bitcoin versus Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum versus EOS. So OneChain and Fusion, given that finance really sits right at the heart of cryptocurrency and money, then this could be a big hitter. So it could be, but I'm not going to say whether it will be or not. OneChain and Fusion have taken off and I'm not on that train. Is it a good time to buy in or wait for the dip? Personally speaking, I'm waiting for dips. I'll wait for the dips to buy into any cryptocurrency that I really want to be in on. OneChain I would like to take a bigger position on. I dare say it's not going to, it may not go down to under $3. You never know. At 6,900 and it's at nearly $5, I think that's quite insane. So I'm glad I bought in when I did. I would have probably have liked to have bought more, but you know, you live and learn. So I'm personally waiting for the dip. It's up to you when you want to go in. The dip may or may not come. If bulls return in April or May, where do you see VeChain and Power Ledger end of year? Good question. So VeChain is just going from strength to strength. Recently rebranded to VeChain Tour, and these guys are signing partnerships day after day. They are progressing, tracking history in all of the various niches that they are operating in day after day. They've got partnerships with Louis Vuitton, eGrid, Kuehne + Nagel, Renault and BMW. They are basically going for strength to strength. When the bulls come, and I do think it's going to be an aggressive move when the bulls really come, VeChain is going to absolutely smash it. This could 30x this year, personally. I think this could go up way higher than where it is right now. As for Power Ledger, well, this all depends on Power Ledger, really. It all depends on how visible they can make themselves in terms of the progress they are making to its investors. This was a $2 cryptocurrency. It's way off that. You know, Fusion, on the other hand, is, VeChain, on the other hand, is not so far off compared to Power Ledger. Power Ledger's lost so much value, and the other thing is there's quite a few Power Ledger pretenders at the moment, like WePower and Restart, and it's taken a little bit of the uniqueness away from Power Ledger. However, they are the most mature of the lot. They have got the best team of the lot, so I think this is going to really powerhouse it. So I think that this could really go far this year. I'm not going to say how far. I do think that this will easily be, this should easily go over $3, maybe $5. It all depends on how aggressive the bull momentum is and how much people really like Power Ledger at that particular time. It all really relies on implementation for Power Ledger. They've got an active team, they've got active projects and interfaces for clients, so they should boom. But it all depends on how visible this is to the investors and the potential investors, if they want to load up or if new investors want to get in. So it all depends on that. Can Nex 1000x? It's quite an expectation, but over the period of 5 years it probably could. Why the blockchain projects? With Ethereum having the money and experience, can't they just upgrade theirs to a better, faster blockchain? Any tech can evolve and upgrade to a better one. That's a good point. Okay, so Ethereum has taken a lot of flack recently, given what happened with CryptoKitties. With CryptoKitties, the network went down, it showed that they weren't built to scale, and it basically let the perception build that there is better solutions being built right now, like EOS, like Cardano, for instance. So therefore, because of Ethereum taking quite a lot of that flack, it's allowed for other blockchain projects, particularly the ones that are promising 1 million transactions per second, to thrive and get a lot of investment. And the fact of the matter is that when it comes to infrastructures, it doesn't have to rely on just one infrastructure. I mean, look at developers when they're building apps for personal computers. They can go Apple, they can go Windows, okay? And there's probably a ton of others. I'm ignorant, really, when it comes to this kind of thing. But when it comes to building decentralized applications in the blockchain or cryptocurrency arena, then there can be quite a few key infrastructures. EOS, Cardano, Ethereum, Neo. Okay, so we are looking, and there's tons of others. Neurochain is going to start to, start getting some visibility, and Matrix and other, progressive blockchains. So it doesn't have to rely on one. It all depends on the capabilities of a blockchain. But yes, Ethereum, because they have been live, have a public blockchain, have been live for quite a while, they can, of course, upgrade their system. There's no proprietary kind of technology out there. So what Ethereum could do is they can have a look and see what other people doing, essentially nick some of the ideas and just be better. They've already got the developer network. But as far as gains are concerned, you're going to get more gains from EOS, Cardano, Neo, Credits, Neurochain, OneChain, Icon, because those are highly undervalued, whereas the likes of Ethereum is, it's a 41 it has a $41 billion cryptocurrency and has been up to about 85, probably more than that, billion. So, so it's already, kind of experienced or given a lot of the gains to investors. So, yeah, I mean, there's always going to be, you can always improve on Ethereum, but it's all about the gains for people. And as long as you pick good infrastructures, you can make incredible gains as these up and coming infrastructures try and rival Ethereum. So, good question though. If people need decentralized currencies because the government can control it, don't the whales control its value anyway? Why can we trust them over the government considering their experience? Well, the whole nature of cryptocurrency is the blockchain, really. It's all about the blockchain, and it's all about the consensus algorithm within the blockchain. That is what is going to make things decentralized truly, because you don't need the third man. However, when it comes to cryptocurrencies itself, there is the obvious danger that when a significant portion of cryptocurrencies is in the wrong hands, they can cause this to happen. Like, my personal belief is that whatever has caused this it's based on an anti-crypto, pro-banking or pro-centralized system movement. That is why, and what's happened is they've basically suppressed a lot of people from really putting lots of money into cryptocurrency because you're just waiting for it to hit a bottom. But yeah, there is a danger. I mean, in nature, the blockchain is what makes the decentralization, not necessarily the currencies itself. The currency is what fits within the digital currency paradigm as opposed to fiat currency. So there is a danger of cryptocurrencies being bought because there are tons of, very wealthy anti-crypto people that can buy into cryptocurrency and tank the price and start scaring people. But over the whole, what's going to happen is that this is going to be a system that ultimately flourishes, and the fiat system in time is going to diminish. So it's only a question of time before these really go up in value, and the cryptocurrencies are more valuable than fiat currencies, and you're going to have less and less restriction on it. But good question. Answered that one. Insiders say power will hit $20 to $25 in the next few months. I don't think it's going to hit $20 to $25. But I do think that it is going to go up to about $5, maybe more. All depends on how aggressive the bull movement is. Now, if you think about it, this is like an elastic band, okay? So what you had here was you had the elastic band being stretched, and then basically what happened is it snapped, and bang, this is what happened. That's the resultant effect. Now, we've seen such a significant dip recently that now we're seeing the elastic pull back again, and it's leading to the suppression. Basically, people are being very, very suppressed at the moment. So what's going to happen is that when this hits a bottom, the elastic is going to ping and basically send the prices skyrocketing. I think that the more violent the suppression, the more violent the bull movement. So, can't even remember what the question was ultimately. But that's what I think is going to happen. I think that's to do with Power Ledger. So if Power Ledger is in the right place at the right time when people are chucking money in, if they announce a really big piece of news, there's every likelihood they could go up skyrocketing before the end of the year. But $20, $25 in a couple of months is just unrealistic. Do you think Cardano could go above $5 in 2018? Yes, I do. We'll have to wait and see. Again, Cardano reached, what did it reach? It reached $1.70, I think, and now it's 15 cents. So, and this was as it was growing. Okay, now again, if we have a violent move, if we reach the trillion mark, then by end of year, this could go up to $5. Okay, it could go up higher. It all depends on their progress as a project. Okay, again, like I've said about a lot of things, it's all about implementation. It's not simply a case of it will go up for going up's sake. It will go up because of implementation. They need to make sure they are getting the right news and they are encouraging new investors to be investing all of the time. So I think that pretty much answers that. Let me just make sure that I'm still relatively clear. The green screen, there we are. Green screen's being annoying now. Nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. But anyway, so carrying on. Let's have a look and see what you guys are saying. Let's see what you guys are saying in ye old in ye old chat. And what did you think of that Hey Coins rendition? Basically, it's Hey Jude if you're not actually already aware of the Beatles, but they did a song called Hey Jude, and that is basically what this is. Why is my green screen being so retarded? It's so irritating. I'll move that back. Let's see if that makes any difference. It probably won't, will it? What can you do? Anyway, let's see what you guys say. Menti code doesn't really matter anymore. I don't think the Menti code matters. It is on my Twitter. Make sure you go on Twitter. Where do you see Zilliqa's market cap? I don't know, you see. I do like Zilliqa. I do like the fact that they are, they were the ones that originally introduced sharding from my knowledge. However, there's a load of cryptocurrencies now or a load of infrastructures looking to also introduce sharding. So whilst this whole bear period has kind of prevented from Zilliqa maybe having the amazing rises it would have got at the beginning of a bull market, it's allowed for other competition to come in with potential sharding options. So you're just going to have to wait and see. Zilliqa could go, to over $1 billion market cap, or at the same time, its competitors could jump in and also hit $1 billion market cap. So we'll just have to wait and see. P3D, I'm out of P3D. Is that even still going on? Thank you, Karan. I love you too. Car Vertical, I've explained about Car Vertical quite a few times. I think that, again, it's just about implementation. They have got a very good product, but it's all about how they can basically keep on increasing value by delivering really solid news, a lot like VeChain. The thing about VeChain is that they are constantly announcing partnerships. They are constantly giving the brand credibility. They're constantly giving confidence to the investors so that they hold, and constantly attracting new investors. That is what Car Vertical needs to achieve. It's not a case of, Superman, come on board and shill Car Vertical. That's not how it works. How it works is that they need to keep on basically delivering value. They need to deliver both actual value and perceived value. Those are the ways of growing. So this had a high amount of demand. It was a sold out ICO. There's lots of people that believe in it, but there's lots of people that subsequently sold it. Hence why it's gone down to where it has. But when the bulls come in, that's where you're going to see how much do people really care and think that Car Vertical is exciting. So that is basically it. I sold Ontology and Wanchain for P3D. Are you having a laugh? Who would do that? Trinity, any news? There is some news from Trinity. Let's have a look at Trinity. So Trinity very recently announced that they will be providing off-chain solutions for Zilliqa and also for Ethereum. They're not actually partnered with Ethereum to my knowledge, but they've kind of got a partnership with Zilliqa. So this is looking good for them. Also, they've got Neo. What I will say though is that I spoke to Lola the other day, and she's told me that she has actually left Trinity. I spoke to her on Friday, but I needed to make sure she was all right and everything. But so she's actually left Trinity. Nothing untoward or anything. She's seeking other opportunities. So if anybody is looking for a marketing officer, any cryptocurrency projects out there, Lola is out there and available. So there we are, but only available for jobs, not available for girlfriend requests. Anyway, so that's Trinity, but I still think that Trinity have got a lot to achieve. I think we're going to be seeing a bull run for Trinity once the bulls come in. So there we are, asked and answered. Should Lisk get Superman on their team? I tell you what, let's have a look. Actually, yeah, let's have a look at ye old Lisk. So they recently they recently launched their beta, I think, for developers, and it's not gone up at all. Look at it. Look where it was. You'd think that a major release would skyrocket it to $15. I mean, even though we're in a bear period, that doesn't stop individual cryptocurrencies from flourishing. Look at Wanchain and Fusion right now. However, Lisk has gone nowhere at all. It's very surprising. So there we are, asked and answered. Any more questions? Did you make her breakfast? Lots of people asking, tell Lola to stop flipping her hair constantly. She's basically very, very photogenic. She is perfect for camera. She should have her own channel. I've said this to her, but then I've also said don't do it because I don't want you getting more subscribers than me. All of my subscribers will go to you. So I think she's just staying put at the moment. Anyway, let's see what else. There is to answer. What do you think of Ethos's Universal Wallet partners? Great question on it. Great question. I've been impressed by some and kind of gone, what? For others. That doesn't necessarily mean that's a bad thing, but some of them have surprised me. So I'm not surprised with BitDegree, Smart Cash, but I am surprised with Parachute Token. I've never heard of them. Flashcoins I've never heard of before, or I might have heard of, but I never really looked much into it. What else? They've Bodhi Token. Never heard of Bodhi Token. Followcoin I've heard of. I've never covered it, but I have heard of Followcoin, and it sounds quite interesting. I think it's quite a social networky, copy trading as well, or something like that kind of platform. I think that basically you follow key cryptocurrency individuals or influencers, and you can basically copy their trades, something like that. I think that's what it is. BitDegree I think is a great one. Axpire I think is a good one as well. They obviously support that. But some of them I don't know. I expected probably a few better names. But then at the same time, you've got to also consider that a lot of cryptocurrencies, particularly the major ones, are not just going to want to airdrop a load of tokens. So I also can understand why they haven't got some more significant names. Could we see 5,900 or 6K or hit the bottom already? I don't think we've hit the bottom yet. I don't think we have touched the bottom yet. Personal opinion. You know, we are seeing almost like these bull traps, essentially, where a little bit of, there's, like I said, the last 2 days, there have been some really good positive news for cryptocurrency and blockchain. What that does is it kind of increases the confidence in the market. You know, certain coins doing really well. That has increased the market cap to go up. Bitcoin hasn't gone up over 7,000, so it's not exactly a major move, but a lot of altcoins have gone up, and that has sent the price going up, but that doesn't signal a bull movement. I think that the bull movement is going to be significant and it's going to be fast, and I don't think that we're seeing that. We are just seeing basically people buying up, people probably taking some profits, and it's going to go down. We're probably going to see likewise with this latest surge. Probably. Can't say with all certainty, but I personally think it's going to go down a little bit more. Anything else? Any other Sphinx? Probably not. These are crappy tokens. I don't think they're crappy. I don't like T-Bar now. I've already explained about T-Bar. Any other Sphinx? When I say any other Sphinx, I mean any other Questiones. Neblio sucks. Some funny questions. Funny bastards. Anyway, so let's see. Are there any more questions to take on ye old Menti? Let's see. Lots of the same questions. Lots of credits questions. Is Next going to be bigger than Neo? No, it's not. Infrastructure projects can't compete. Decentralized exchanges can't compete with infrastructure projects, but it is probably the strongest one of the DApps, I think, at the moment. Super, do you take profits or to reinvest or just hodl? I take profits occasionally on some of the coins, some of the crappy coins I just want to get rid of. But generally I hodl because I don't really see the point in putting putting some of my profits into something that devalues anyway. You know, so I'd rather just keep it in something that appreciates over time. So I just hodl, peeps. That's what I do. But you know, you don't have to. Yeah, that's up to you. So my own personal strategy. If there's another one of these, if there's the inkling of another one of these, I'm definitely going to put it into Tether or True USDT or whatever it's called. So anyway, anything else? Any other Sphinx? No more decent questions, I don't think. No. I'm heavily invested in QuantStamp. Hodl until the next bull run or sell? Well, I'm hodling my quant stamp, so that's how I'm doing it. But again, it's up to you. If you see, I personally am holding quant stamp because I truly believe in quant stamp. I think that quant stamp is very unique in what it does. And in fact, you can actually go on the quant stamp website yourself and you can audit smart contracts. Now, I tried to do this the other day with, funnily enough, I tried to do this with Proof of Weak Hands 3D. Because I wanted to test their smart contract and see if it was as robust as they were saying it was, but I couldn't get it to work. However, you can actually do your own smart contract auditing. So if you just go to get started, you sign in, all you have to do is put a smart contract address and it will audit it for you. You don't get this anywhere. This is marvelous. Okay, so what you do is you create an account. You put either a smart contract address or you basically copy and paste the code of the smart contract. You basically place it into this little window. You do have to spend a few quant stamps on it. I think it's 5 or 10 or 20. I can't remember how many quant stamps you have to spend at the moment to purchase an audit. You basically buy the audit and then bang, and you do it via MetaMask, and then bang, it audits it for you. That is incredible. There's nothing like that. There's nothing that other cryptocurrencies have to audit their smart contracts. They do have, Hacken potentially, but this is more getting hackers to quality check and penetration test a smart contract. But you can't actually just see a smart contract in its current state and see what it's like and get this kind of score rating showing if there's vulnerabilities or showing if it's safe, And that's what I was trying to do with POWH. I wanted to see, is it safe? Is it as robust as they say it is? And it wouldn't work, but I think that this is currently in testing stage. So I think that they subsequently did some, were able to make it work. But at that time, I didn't give a stuff about POWH. But QuantStamp is brilliant. So I personally really love this. This is one of the only interfaces you can actually use and love. So yeah, I absolutely QuantStamp and I'm still bullish on ye old QuantStamp. Anything else? I've already spoken about Neurochain, so go and watch my review if you're interested in Neurochain. But Neurochain is basically an AI-based blockchain that will have automated bots, robots, running the blockchain and coming to consensus. They've developed their own consensus algorithm, which is why I really like that in comparison to something like Matrix, for instance, because they are using more of a proof-of-stake hybrid algorithm, whereas Neurochain is using their own algorithm. So I really like that. I really love Neurochain. I really got to say, I think it could be a really big gainer. So there we are. I think somebody has asked what ICOs I'm interested in at the moment. I am interested in virtually no ICOs. I have only invested in a couple of sales. So one of them is Hedera. Well, I haven't actually invested in that yet, but I'd like to invest in Hedera Hashgraph because, it's just going to be, blockchain versus Hashgraph. Now, I don't know if Hashgraph can feasibly get the consensus better. I mean, it's all about the consensus algorithm at the end of the day. It's all about quick transactions and reliable transactions. So that is what it comes down to at the end of the day. It's all about the consensus and how quickly they can agree. So if that works, then it could be brilliant. It could just be very valuable in future. But anyway, yeah. So what was I talking about? So I was just going off on one. So it's all about that It's all about the consensus. So I'm not necessarily sure. I like the way that consensus works. The whole voting. The whole voting kind of aspect with Hashgraph, but I think it's just a good one because they're the originals. So I think it's almost like investing in Ethereum because it's very similar in terms of the innovation in the space. So other than that, Mainframe's another, P-Chain's another, but other than that, some of the ICOs right now are truly shit. They really are truly shit. And I know a lot of people are getting. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's an ICO. This sounds really good. This sounds really good." And to be brutally frank, they're mostly crap. Okay, they're mostly crap. And unless they're an infrastructure project, most of them will lose value before it gains value. So, that's certainly my approach at the moment. Inversio I do like. I think it's a little bit too much of a jack of all trades than a master of one. I'd rather it was a master of one than a jack of all trades. So it's just going to be a case of seeing how that goes. I'm not going to be personally investing in it, but we'll just have to wait and see how that goes. Anyway, I think that's it, people. Otherwise, this is going to be quite a long a long stream. But if you're interested, if you have signed up for eDresh, I think the deadline is in 2 days' time. So make sure that you get your KYCs in. That's it, peeps. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time. Hope you enjoyed today's live stream. Make sure you follow me on Twitter in case you want to ask me questions again. But till next time, peeps, it is lights out, auto.